what we're going to do is we're going to tell Unreal, hey, as soon as the game starts, start my intro cinematic to my cool game. Let's get it going. So to do that is actually really easy. We're going to do that using Blueprint. So if we go up here to Blueprints, click on that, we're going to see a few options here. What I want to do is open up the level blueprint. That's going to open up the blueprint for this current level. So I'm going to do that. We got our blueprint window over here. And right now it's pretty much empty. There's nothing in the event graph. So we're going to start to make something here. So the way this works is pretty simple. We want our matinee actor, or matinee animation, to play the cinematic as soon as the game starts. So what we need to do is create an event that occurs when the game begins. And the easiest way to do that is to come over here to your favorites, and by default you should see under Add Event at the top an item called Event Begin Play. And if for whatever reason you don't see that, you can also get it if you right click and go here to Add Event, and you'll see Event Begin Play, and click on that. And that's going to create a new Event Begin Play. And this thing's going to fire off whenever you start the game. So basically, whenever I jump in and hit the play button, this thing's going to go off. So we can use this to fire off our matinee. So to do that, we need to get our matinee in here inside of the blueprint. So how do we get matinee into the blueprint? Well, if you remember, in the beginning of this series of videos, we created a matinee actor and we placed it in the level. Now I happen to remember that I placed it over here on top of these puddles and stuff. If you forgot where you placed it, it's very easy. Just come up here and do a search for matinee, and you're going to see it here. And here's my matinee actor, and I call that matinee actor underscore cinematic in order to make it easier for me to be able to find it later. So with that matinee selected, I'm going to jump back into Blueprint. Now you remember that the matinee is selected in the editor viewport, and that's important because if it's selected, when I right click, I'll get these items down here. I'll get a matinee controller, and I'll also get a reference to the matinee actor. If I didn't have that selected, for example, if I come over here and I unselect this so I have nothing selected, jump back to Blueprint, right click, I won't get those options. So in case you're not getting the options, it's probably because you don't have the matinee selected in the viewport. So select it, jump over to Blueprint, right click, you'll see these items. So let's select the second one. It says add reference to matinee actor cinematic, and that's going to create this reference to the matinee. Now to get it to play is pretty easy. Click on the blue pin and drag out with the left mouse button. Let go anywhere in the blueprint area, and you're going to get this context menu of basically Unreal talking to you and saying, hey, what is it exactly that you want me to do here? So what we want to do is we want to tell Blueprint, hey Blueprint, play our matinee cool cinema intro movie. So I'm going to start to type in the word play so we can start to find something. And here we go. Call function cinematic. Here's play. See that? So that's probably what we want to use. So I'm going to click that. And that's going to create this play function, and our matinee is already connected to the target input, which is perfect. So target is matinee actor. This still isn't going to work though. What we need to do is we need to take this event begin play and take its execution pin and plug it into this input of the play. And now this thing is going to play. So basically what we have here is on event begin play, in other words, when the game starts, we're going to execute this function that's going to play whatever the target is, and the target happens to be our cinematic. That's it. Now we'll click on this compile button over here in the top left, so we get this green check mark, which means you're good to go. So I'm going to close that, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and save this now, just in case I have some kind of crazy crash or something. And that's pretty much it. Now if I hit play up here, I should theoretically get the matinee to play. So let's try it. Let's hope I didn't mess anything up. And there it is. There's the matinee. The matinee is actually playing as soon as the game starts. So there's our cool game intro cinematic of the century. Pretty neat. And we got some dramatic music going on. Very, very cool. When it finishes, it's going to drop you into the game. So that's kind of important to know, that you're going to get dropped into the game when it's done. Okay? And that's pretty much all there is to it. So I'm going to pull out of that, and that's pretty much it. So just to quickly review here, kind of what we did, I took the cave, let me uncheck that. I took the cave effects demo from Epic that you can get for free off the marketplace. You can just download it. I took that. I deleted all the cameras. I deleted the matinee. I deleted all the blueprint stuff. Got rid of everything. Started with a clean slate. Then I created 3 cameras. I took those cameras into Matinee and I animated their movement, and in some cases their orientation, so the rotation and stuff, to do some pretty cool stuff. And one camera I even animated the depth of field, so the focal distance and the focal region. I set up these float parameter tracks down here, which are not available by default. You have to set them up yourself manually, which I showed you how to do. And then we set up this director group, which allows us to use a director track to determine which camera the player is going to be looking through at certain times. So camera 1 from this time to this time. When that's done, camera 2. When that's done, camera 3 kicks in. And then we also created this fade track, which allowed us to do some cool transitions, so we could fade to black between the different camera shots, so that everything looks very cinematic, very professional, very polished, very nice. And then when we were done, all we did was we went to blueprints. We went to the level blueprint of this level, and we created a quick little 3-node custom blueprint that basically, when the game starts, plays a matinee and based on the matinee actor that we created. And that's pretty much it. And that's our whole little kind of cinematic tutorial. So that's pretty much all there is to it. That should show you the basics and get you kind of jump started in the right direction with Matinee. It's a very powerful tool. It allows you to animate more than just cameras. You can animate particle systems. You can animate colors and parameters on material instances, which is a great way of creating some cool special effects when doing cinematics for your games. And you can animate lights. You can animate meshes. So for example, have an object fall or move, or a door open, or a floor open, or a ceiling open, or a car door open, or your sky open, unleashing a portal down onto your game world, and hordes of zombies and aliens come pouring out of a black hole and take over the game world, and the player has to restore order. Okay, so again, I watched too many movies. So that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. So feel free to jump in there, Matinee, start using it for your own projects, and have fun.